Tons to discuss today, so we're going to jump straight in. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I really like the lineup today. I want to tell you first that we got a SwitchForce redesign in terms of the logo, the graphics, the look and feel. I went for a little bit more of a chill, kind of like elevated, upgraded look for Switch 2. I feel like the system has definitely upped its ante, so I wanted to as well. And frankly, like, if you remember the Switch 1 launch, back when SwitchForce started, anybody still here? Jake, my brother, was a member of the channel, and he later went on to do his own thing, but he came back to me, surprised me, and said, hey, I felt like SwitchForce needed a new logo because Jake, my brother, actually did the first SwitchForce logo. So he just sent this to me out of the kindness of his own heart on his own time and was like, boom, what do you think? And I was like, I love it. This is actually perfect. I'm now in my like leaker era. People need to take me more seriously, so I like this new look. I think it gives it a clean, sleek, fun, fresh feel, and he's got the nice little color schemes of the Switch 2 in there. I thought it was just a great design, so bravo, Jake. Thank you so much for supporting. If you want to check it out, you can see it's on Twitter, it's here on YouTube, it's on the videos, it's on the banner, and yeah, all done by my brother, and really kind of a fun surprise to just kick off this week and continue the rest of the month. Now, Nintendo has a bunch of stuff for us as well, including a very suspicious Twitter account. All right, you might think this is the work of just some little internet gremlin, but it's exactly the same thing that happened when Mario's 35th anniversary was about to take shape. And we know that Mario's 40th anniversary should be right around the corner. We're all eagerly anticipating games. The only real kind of like rumor we have right now is the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, which I think is going to be hot. But check this out, okay? So this account here popped up, Super Mario 40th, and it's A. That's the name. The only account it's following is Nintendo's Japanese account, all right? So this is very suspicious. You're like, dude, anyone could make this. But Nintendo would surely lock up Super Mario 40th because they locked up Super Mario 35th. Now, Super Mario 35th started off the exact same way with this A type of name, and it eventually became the hub and the home for everything Nintendo related for Mario's 35th, and it only follows one account, Nintendo's Japanese headquarters. So this is one of two things. It's either someone being very cute and trying to get a big payout from Nintendo, or more likely it's Nintendo. Look, I don't think Nintendo would let it go this long, 1 month before the anniversary, for them to be like, maybe we should get the Twitter handle for the 40th. I'm sure they planned this literally years ago, and they're just now activating or just now making public or just now surfacing the account. And so this is probably your first sign that this is going to kick into high gear soon. Will you see a tweet tomorrow? Probably not. Mario's 35th anniversary presentation was September 3rd though, and so that could be as early as 3 weeks. September kicks off in 3 weeks, and Nintendo could host this thing at the beginning of September, the middle of September, the end of September. Now I want to look at something specific based on what I know. Yes, so I was thinking correctly. 2020 was the weird year where Nintendo got real messed up because of the COVID crisis, and they didn't really have a normal schedule of directs. So September was just a bunch of direct minis. In fact, there were 3 direct minis, one in August, one in September, one in October, and then they did have game-specific directs as well as the Mario 35th anniversary direct. So I'm not even going to speculate on when the Mario 35th or the 40th anniversary direct is going to be, because we don't really have a pattern. If I had to guess, if I had to just hazard a guess, I would say probably later in September this time, but it could be early. I think it's either got to be very early or it's got to be later in the month is kind of what I'm thinking for Mario's 40th presentation. But regardless, we know that things are in the works. Obviously, we're getting very close. And if you didn't think Nintendo was going to pay attention to this anniversary, like they've skipped out on a few others. First of all, it's their main plumber. Second of all, they've got this Twitter account with a creepy single following and a weird A name to let you know that the machinations are a-movin'. Now, speaking of movement, one thing we'd like to see movement on is game key cards. Physical games, could you please come back? Physical games, could you please do a solid and start working in the right direction? Well, I've got a case of, hey, this is actually pretty nice. and maybe it bodes well. I don't know how well it bodes for Switch 2, but Switch 1 at least is getting a physical re-release of a game that previously required a download. This is super interesting to me and something I have not seen happen. Let me know if there's another example, but I don't think there is. Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy Definitive Edition, is getting a new physical release on Nintendo Switch 1. And what's super interesting is it already had a physical release. Yeah, but that physical release had the ugly download required symbol on the front cover, and this edition does not. That means that somehow, some way, Rockstar and Nintendo figured out how to make it work and get the whole game on the cartridge. And actually, the new version is cheaper than the initial version, which is bonkers. And this just goes to show you the bananas nature of these cartridges, games on cartridges, game key cards, game downloads. It's all a mess, but hey, this is them actually saying people like this. People don't want the download. People want to grab this, and we're going to make it cheaper. It's just about the best case scenario, and yeah, you probably don't want to pick up GTA, the Trilogy Definitive Edition. You either already have it or you don't care about it. I understand. But from just the statement that this is making standpoint, it's saying, hey, physical, totally on the cartridge, is better than having the download, and we're not going to charge you more for it, which is like kind of something that should be amplified, kind of something that should be supported and given like a thumbs up, because hey, wouldn't we like to see this from other companies? Wouldn't we like to see this from other third parties where they just give us the whole game on the cartridge and they don't charge more because of it? This is the perfect scenario. And look, I know that supposedly Switch 2 cartridges cost more because the games are bigger, and like that's not debatable. So many games are much bigger on Switch 2, but we do have the cases where the games are smaller and they're still on game key cards. We have the case where how are these cards being offered? Are they offering multiple sizes? And all I gotta say is this is pointing us in the right direction. Will it change things for Switch 2 in the near future? Probably not. But down the road, I do think there's some hope that Nintendo and the third parties could actually work this out, and they could actually make this better for consumers. And they've seen the pushback, they've received the surveys, and just maybe, we're going to actually get some more physical games fully on the cartridge, just like GTA the Trilogy Definitive Edition has done, reversing course, changing it up years later. I gotta say, that's a golf clap worthy thing. SwitchForce seal of approval. Boom shakalaka. Next up, we've got this Reddit post, SwitchForce, August is for Drag Driving Kirby, not a general direct. Who is this SwitchForce guy? Hey, that's me. They're talking about me again because now I've said something about August. I made the video about August, and people are saying that, maybe I've got information. And then, of course, there's a ton of people saying SwitchForce does not have information. He only had information about the indie world. He has got nothing else. And it's just kind of funny to me. It makes me laugh and smile to see me being talked about in this way and to see it being covered in this way. Pretty funny. I gotta show some love to the people that are standing up and saying, dude, he got the shadow drop right, he got the demo right, he got the indie direct right. Like maybe give him a chance, maybe he knows. And people are saying he's going to talk about the general direct later on in the month. And hey, I told you all that too. I'm going to talk about the general direct later on in the month. There's a lot of people saying like general direct in September. Who would have thought? Well, I'll show you. Just wait. Just be patient. People are saying that there's no way that I could possibly know anything about this coming up, even if I did know about the indie direct. But hey, again, hashtag trust SwitchForce. Wait and see. People quote me and say I know about it, but I can't say yet, which proves that I don't know about it. That's not how that works, but that's all right. I just thought this was kind of cute and funny that hey, I'm on Reddit, Gaming Leaks and Rumors. Throw me up there, SwitchForce. He says something, people take note, and boy, are they going to take more note as this month progresses. But for now, let me know what you think of today's topics in the comments down below. Does that GTA trilogy bode well for physical games? How you feel about the Mario 40th activation starting and kicking into gear, and when will we get that direct? Early September? Late September, mid-September? How you feel about that? Also, what do you think of the new SwitchForce logo and redesign? Give some shout outs to Jake if you appreciate his work. I sure do, and I appreciate you as well. So thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love y'all lots. Until next time, SwitchForce out.